Through your experience, what are 5 contextual factors that you believe most influence learning?
I think you have to look at it from a different range. So are you looking at it from a teacher perspective or administrative perspective?
As a leader.
As a leader. Well, I think in terms of building a community of learners and teachers, there's some things that you have to put in place. So first off, you have to have a strong vision. Once you know that you establish a vision, having a strong, committed student population certainly makes things easier in terms of supporting and moving kids further. You have to have a dedicated and experienced staff and people who have a strong understanding of what the culture is. Will certainly help to make things easier. You have to have instructional leadership from your learning leaders, and they have to have an understanding of what that looks like.
As a leader, what are 2 of your favorite strategies you have seen that have worked well to connect with staff to get them on board to help students learn?
Well, I think the ongoing development of professional learning communities has been one of the, it's a bit evolutionary, but over the course of time, I think it's one of the best strategies that we put in place, where we bring student work to the table. Looking to the conversations helps teachers to be involved. It requires a lot of risk-taking on staff's part because they have to, they're vulnerable and the work is personalized, but they have to share what students are doing in their classrooms. Secondly, I think in terms of having teachers see other teachers' opportunities, so either from the classroom walkthrough model, of Eleanor's work is to have people be able to see other people in action and take the time to take the risk to share. And I think you then have to have a culture of trust with your staff, and people are willing to share their work and students' work in that kind of environment. And when you're focusing on results and change, it's a little bit of a stepping stone to have people understand where other people are at and what they're struggling with. Because day in and day out, people working in isolation, they think they're doing their best work, and every day they come to work to do the best for kids, but they don't always know what's happening in the building. So I think that's a good starting point. In terms of getting people on side, you have to build strong relationships with your staff. And with students, you need to be visible and have everyone supported. So whether it's in large high school settings or in smaller settings, you have to set the context for people to understand that the work they're doing is valuable, and that you care about them. And when people feel that, they're willing to do extra, and they're willing to do that for kids and build relationships.
What would you give as advice to future school leaders?
The advice is that teachers are really givers of hope to kids, whether it's high academic kids who have a hope of going on to university and their dreams are shut down when they don't do as well on a provincial exam, or kids who are struggling day in and day out to come to school, is that when kids walk into a building, you have to give them hope, regardless of where you're at or how you're feeling. And I think you have to be up to the challenge. Much as we want to be, and the focus is instructional leadership, there are so many other facets that come with the leadership role. You're leading instructional, you're leading management, you're managing millions of dollars of budgets depending on where you're at. You're making decisions day in and day out that will impact students, and you're trying to do the best that you can do. And it's not easy work, but at the end of the day, when you see kids, at Fowler who haven't been able to speak a word of English and they go across the stage and graduate, or at Louise Dean, or when you see kids get full scholarships to Princeton, depending on the range of places that you've worked, the scope of education and the opportunities that are out there. And I think we have to value each experience that we've had and grow from it, and look back and not be, say, well, this is what I've gained as a leader, and this is what I can take from every experience I have to make the next place that I'm at a better place. But I think it's go in with your eyes wide open and don't assume that you know very much about anything, because truly every place that you go is different. And we can all be, what's that line? Those that assume they know everything know nothing. And so go in with your eyes wide open, say, I don't know what I don't know.